All right, welcome to another video. Today we're talking about the value of research and knowing your content and your topic. Now, we've already gone over a lot of elements for how we deliver our communication, how we organize ourselves, how we support our material, but there are a few things that are just as valuable, other than the genuine interest and excitement I talked about earlier, but even this, they pair really well together, is to research your topic and know about the subject matter as it pertains to that topic and the audience you're communicating with, right? Both of those things are important. So first, the topic itself. Understand the basic concepts. You're never going to understand everything unless it's literally your lifelong pursuit and career, which is, not always the case, not usually the case, right? But having an actual deeper understanding beyond just that script, once again, it's another example why that script gets in your way. It just builds this confidence and competence that you can share with your audience. So you know if there are going to be follow-up questions. If you do your presentation, someone asks you about it, or you want to talk about it before or after, right? You can engage in that. You can authentically know, here's the value, here's where the importance of my subject lies, right? Here is why you should really take this seriously, and you'll know it to be true, and you can give real practical examples, right? So in a communication context, right, I see how this makes people's lives just easier every day. Once I started really studying it, I did it. I looked into it and observed it a lot informally when I was working in writing, teaching English classes. I see it all the time, but I wasn't able to really codify it and be as aware until I started formally really studying the communications. And you see, it can help. It helps people grow professionally, gain customers, gain raises, gain success in relationships, personally. Let people really know like how you feel, how you think in both, friendship or other sorts of relationships, right? Being able to communicate what's up here effectively. We think we do, but oftentimes we don't, right? There's so much value to be gained. And so when I'm talking about communication, I'm not talking about those subjects exactly, but I know that what I'm sharing can help with all of those things. I know it and I believe it, right? And I have that kind of knowledge of the value of where it comes in and how we can frame and use our words. And so I can be adjustable, adaptable, and it lets me have a confidence when I'm sharing information about this subject matter, right? Know your content, research it well, and this will help you connect with your audience. But audience is the second piece. Who I'm talking to depends a lot on how I'm going to talk about my communication subjects. I can talk for a long time about communication, right? I can talk all day up and down, and I can go pretty discreet in my specific details and talk about, foundational axioms of belief and how we have a capacity model and how those things influence where our communications comes from and how effective our communication is at any given moment. But a lot of that won't connect with every single audience. And sometimes I need to modify my speech or how I'm saying things or how I'm delivering these topics to make sure I'm heard and understood. And the biggest thing for me is learning to talk less. I'm working on it, doing my best. How do I get my point across with less words? Because my default instinct is if I just keep talking about it, I'm much like ChatGPT. If I talk about it enough, surely you're going to find the value and understand the meaning, right? These are all things I'm working on, right? How I connect with my audience depends on what is my audience pre-existing understanding of the topic, right? How much time and capacity do they have? How credible are they going to perceive me? All right. You're a student in my class right now or wanting to learn about communication if you're watching these videos. So that gives me a certain level of, okay, here's why this person is talking to me about the subject matter. But if I just go up to a person in a restaurant and be like, hey, let me tell you about communication and the wonderful world of all of this stuff, right? You'll be like, who is this person and why are they bothering me, right? Where your audience is physically, mentally, in time and space, all that stuff, right? It informs how you deliver your content effectively. So researching your subject matter, valuable, builds confidence, will help you deliver more effectively. Researching your audience, same thing, right? It can influence, adjust, and really just set the baseline for success and how you want to deliver your content, the language you choose, and how you choose to share it. And on that note, I'll try and wrap it up there because you probably have other things you want to be doing. I'll see you in the next video.